Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing a relationship Q&A, which I had promised you guys that I would be doing. I did the Q&A on Instagram, on my Instagram here, Alexa Collins, and I had you guys ask any questions, any personal relationship questions, anything that you wanted to know, any advice. I'm gonna be here to give it to you guys today. I had a lot of questions, so I'm going to answer as many as I possibly can in this video without making it too long. But before that, I just wanted to have Taziki say hello to you guys because she is growing already, and a lot of you guys asked how she was doing. Taziki is doing amazing. She's growing beautifully, and she's such a good puppy. We're so happy with her, and honestly, she's so tired. She's been a little angel, guys. And just as a reminder, I did not post last Sunday. Yes, it was last Sunday because it was Thanksgiving weekend and I was spending time with my family. So I'm glad to be back on my regular schedule with you guys. So I guess we can get into it, right? Okay, say bye, Ziki. Love you, YouTube. So this is probably the most questions I've ever had on a Q&A on Instagram. I have so many. I'm going to try and go through as many of them as I can, but there are a lot, and I'm obviously going to filter out like the grossly inappropriate questions, but if we want to get juicy, we can get a little juicy. So I'm going to start off with the first question, which is like a huge, very crazy, wild question, but I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. So I have a question. It says, I just had sex with my new boss. What do? I really like him. Thoughts? Okay, well, I've never experienced something like this, but I guess it's probably not the best idea. I always felt like it's not good to mix work with pleasure. So if you could maybe try to stay away from it or not do it, that would be great. But I guess you can't really hide your true feelings. So I guess I don't really know what to say about this one. I've never dealt with something like that, but good luck, and I hope that it works out for you. I just personally don't like to mix business and pleasure. How do I know if my man is happy with me? Okay, well, that's a good question. So if your man is happy with you, you will 100% know it. If you are feeling any doubts about it and you feel like he's not happy with you, then you might want to ask yourself some questions, because I feel like you should know, you should feel that inside, and you shouldn't ever have to doubt that. You know, just little things like showing affection or doing nice things for you, keeping the romance alive. Those are things that'll let you know that your man is still happy with you and still in love with you. Okay, so another question from the same user. How do I get my man to pay attention to me and listen to me? So like I had said in the first question, it shouldn't really be like that. You shouldn't have to get him to pay attention to you. You shouldn't have to, win him over in that way. If you guys are already together, he should already, be paying attention to you. He should be doing nice things for you without you having to pry for it or ask for it. I think that's important. So maybe you might want to rethink what you guys have in the relationship and what is good. Do the good overweigh the bad, and maybe have a talk about it with him and tell him how you feel, because you shouldn't have to beg someone for attention. You should just automatically get that attention. Okay, next question. What should I do when Okay. What should I do when I feel my partner is not good enough but unsure if I can get someone better? Wow, that's a very hurtful question. I mean, if you feel like your partner is not good enough for you, I guess you shouldn't be with them, but I don't know how to answer this question. I mean, if your partner isn't treating you right, and if they're not, paying attention to you, doing nice things, keeping the relationship alive, I guess you should be questioning it. But the best thing to do in this type of scenario is sit them down and have a talk with your partner and say, hey, listen, I feel like you could do this better, and I feel like I could do this better. That's the best way. I think communication is the best way to run a relationship. If there is no communication and you can't sit down with your partner, there shouldn't be a relationship. All right, next user. How do you feel about dating a man who is 30 and still lives at home with his parents? Okay, so personally, I don't think that this would work for me. I feel like at that age, you should be a little more driven to even just rent an apartment or get your own place. Not saying you have to be a homeowner, but just doing something to be out on your own. I mean, I've been out of the house since I was 18, and I never looked back. Love you, mom and dad, but I don't think that it's a great thing. If he's like a really nice guy and that's the only flaw that he has, maybe you can look past it and maybe you guys could discuss, and eventually maybe you guys could get a place together when it's right. Personally, at that age, I don't think he should be living at home with his parents, but it's just my personal opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion about something like this. But I would say that you could work through something like that. All right, on to the next. What is the greatest quality a man can have in your opinion? Okay, so I'd say the greatest quality a man can have would be loyalty. I think that's a super, super important quality to have in a relationship. If there's no loyalty and you feel uneasy at times about him, then you might want to rethink things. I think having that peace of mind knowing, oh, he would never do that, something to me is a really good way to feel about your partner. For example, in my relationship, I've never felt like, oh, my boyfriend is gonna cheat on me if I leave for the weekend or something like that. That's just not a way to have a relationship. So I'd say loyalty is my number one. All right, next question. What happens if you like a girl and they kinda know but won't date you? Okay, so if you like a girl and you feel like she's not really grasping the idea that you want to take her out or date her, you're gonna have to try harder. You're gonna have to do things to win her over. Send flowers to her house, surprise her with like food at her door, do something romantic, and I promise you that she will start to understand. I think doing things is better than saying things. Actions speak louder than words. So try to do things like that just so she understands a little bit better. Clearly she doesn't fully get the idea, so it would be best to do those types of things. Okay, this is a good question. Do the little things count or make a difference, like listening or just being there? So yeah, the little things count. And I think that those are the most important things in a relationship. Doing the little things really, once there's so many of them, they all start to build up and you realize that that person really cares about you. For example, just giving you examples from my relationship. It's like, I cook dinner, so he does the dishes. Stupid stuff. Like, I make the bed in the morning, so he walks the dogs in the morning, or vice versa. So those are the little things that count, like a partnership, being able to relate to each other in that way, where it's like, hey, you cleaned up, you vacuumed, so I'm gonna mop, or it's the little things that count, and that's just show effort from another, boy or girl, man or woman. Like, I think it's super important to do those little things. Okay, here's a juicier question. Is great sex a good part of a relationship? Of course it is. I think it's super important in a relationship, and I think you should figure out how you and your partner enjoy it, and you should figure out how you guys make it work. And yeah, it's super important, and you can experiment with different things before you figure out what you guys both love together, not just him, not just her. Make sure that you're both satisfied and you guys will be happy. What would you do if someone cheats on you? I'm out completely. I know a lot of people give second chances. I've given second chances in certain scenarios, like when my boyfriend lies or does something stupid or he makes a mistake. Of course I give second chances, but cheating is the one thing that I just cannot look past, and it's the one thing that I will never be able to get over. I don't think anyone truly ever fully gets over it. I think people try to get over it, and I think people try to move on, but honestly, it's gonna change a relationship, and I hope I'm not ruining couples' relationships right now by saying this, but I just personally don't think it'll work. This is a really good question. Ding, ding, ding. Who pays for dates before becoming boyfriend and girlfriend? Okay, so my personal opinion, I would say that the first date, the man should always pay. I think it's the gentlemanly thing to do. You're asking a girl out on a date, you pay for the date. If you guys are going out 3 times a week to dinner, lunches, breakfast, whatever, I think the girl should offer to pick up the bill. I mean, in my relationship now, I pay for the bill a lot, and I think that that's fine. It goes both ways, and I don't think the man needs to fully take over the relationship. And I think the girl should offer and put it out there, because not only does it make you look really good, and it makes you look like you're independent and you can hold your own, but it also makes the man appreciate you more, in my opinion. All right, next question. How do I ask someone out on a date? I would say don't send her a DM. That's my pet peeve. Don't send her a text. I would give her a call if it's going to be over the phone at all. Give her a call, ask her to go on a date with you, or if you're around her, if you're in like a work setting or you're around her with your friends, I would say the best possible way is to ask her in person and say, hey, I'd like to take you to dinner or lunch or whatever it is, or coffee, and straight up ask her, would you like to do that? And hopefully she says yes. Oh, this question just made me melt. How to confess to my girl that I want to take it to the next level. Honestly, it shouldn't even be a confession. It should be more like a casual conversation. If you guys are alone, of course. Me and Tom never really even talked about taking it to the next level. We kind of just took it to the next level, and we knew that it was a mutual feeling. If you feel like you have to discuss something like that, bring it up to her and say, hey, listen, I really care about you. I like you a lot. I want to take this relationship to the next level. Maybe do it over a romantic dinner with some wine, or just do it when you're watching a movie. Like, I am a very casual person. I don't think everything needs to be super formal. But yeah, you should totally bring it up to her, and if you feel like you have to as well, totally do it. I feel like you should always say how you feel in a relationship, no matter what the problem is. So if you feel like you have to bring it up to her, freaking tell her. Okay, moving on. What should the first date be like? Location, preparations, etc. So I think that you should do it however you feel is comfortable for you and that person. Maybe do it according to what your girl likes. Like, if you know that she likes Italian food, take her to a nice Italian restaurant. If she likes eating at home, cook her a nice meal. If she wants to go walk the beach or something, go do that. Like, something according to what the girl likes, I think is important. Like, if she likes Mexican food like me, I better hope you're taking me to Mexican. Something that goes with her lifestyle. Okay, this is amazing. This is so good. Does my girlfriend find it cute that her OnlyFans account makes me a little jealous? I think it's cute. I think it's amazing. I mean, if your boyfriend is cool with it, but he gets a little upset at times, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I totally understand. You know, he has every right to be. But yeah, I would say that she probably thinks it's cute that you get a little jealous, or you have a little bit of a weird thing going on there, but don't take it to the next level and don't make her feel uncomfortable about it. Next question. What's the most annoying thing a gentleman can do on a first date? I already have this answer. I already read it and knew. On the phone, texting, at the dinner table. Can't stand it. Don't care if you think I'm old-fashioned. I absolutely hate it when even I'm home at my house having dinner with my boyfriend and he's on his phone. I literally tell him to put it away. I feel like dinner is the only time that you're not supposed to be texting. That's the time that you're supposed to be sharing with that other person. So definitely at dinner or lunch or breakfast, especially when you're at a restaurant. Okay, so next question. What do girls look for? I've been homeschooled for most of my life, so any info helps. Okay, well, a girl, aka me, because I can't answer for everybody, a gentleman, smart, driven, funny sense of humor, loves comedy, enjoys the finer things in life, likes to travel, loves dogs, super important, dogs and cats, animals, What else? Enjoys what I do for a living. I think that's super important, and supports what I do for a living, because if he doesn't, then you guys are gonna be arguing pretty much every day. Someone who really just loves life and wants to enjoy it with you and wants to be positive. That's pretty much it. All right, next question. I know who you are, Jason. Should you be friends with someone before dating them or keep friends separate? I think some people like to become friends with someone, and I think some people realize that they like someone after being friends with them. I've never done that before. I either know or I don't right away if I'm attracted to that person or if I like their personality. But sometimes in certain scenarios, it absolutely works for some people to say, yeah, I ended up realizing that my really good friend that I've been friends with for years is the person that I want to be with because there's no one like them. And I think that's amazing. I think there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I mean, I think in certain scenarios that's okay. Okay, and next question. How soon is too soon to start dating again after a breakup? So I think there is too soon, and then I think there's an acceptable fine line. I think some people get the wrong idea. For example, if I were to break up with a boyfriend and then I were to go date someone a week later, some people get the idea that I've been talking to that guy the whole time. I think you have to wait a little bit, and everything comes in time. There's no rush for anything, and especially it's not really that healthy to get into a new relationship when you're hurting from the previous one, because you're gonna make terrible decisions. So I think waiting a couple months is a good amount of time to heal, to start dating again, going on dinner dates, going to get a drink with someone, really starting to consider it. I think you do need some time to heal. Okay, this is a good one. How do I not be a weirdo? Okay, first of all, you can be a weirdo whenever you want, and make sure that your significant other is a weirdo too, because I'm a weirdo and my boyfriend's a weirdo, and we love being weirdos together around the house. So yes, it's okay to be weird. It's okay, and you don't ever have to change for anyone. Okay, next question. Is it bad to compliment a girl's smile on the first date? Of course it's not bad. That's amazing. I think if you're gonna compliment a girl on the first date, don't over compliment her. Don't sit there and go, oh my God, I love your eyes, I love your smile, your hair is so pretty, I love your outfit. No, just one or two compliments, and that's that. Leave it casual. Don't overdo things or make her feel uncomfortable, because sometimes if you over compliment someone, they're gonna be like, okay, this guy's trying too hard. All right, next question. What to do if your boyfriend is insecure? I've tried reassuring him, but nothing helps. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I've been there, done that. I mean, everyone gets insecure. No matter what, you can be the most beautiful person, guy or girl in the world. Everybody gets their moments of insecurities around beautiful people, especially in the age of social media. I think people really get insecure because, you know, you and your partner have social media, you don't know what they're doing on their phone all day, vice versa. So yeah, I think it's super normal. Reassuring is important, but if it gets to the point where you're reassuring every single day, there might be a bigger problem at hand. I would say to maybe really sit down and talk with him and tell him how you feel, how it makes you feel inside, and how you've never given him a reason to feel insecure, and you guys should trust each other. Like I had said earlier in one of the earlier questions, being able to communicate is key. Any advice for short guys? I'm like 5'8". Okay, first of all, that doesn't matter at all. My dad is 5'8". I've dated shorter guys before. That doesn't matter. I think as long as you hold yourself well and you're super secure about who you are, and girls will notice that over anything else. Okay, next question. How do you guys make it work between influencer model trips and being home with him? So a lot of people think that since I'm an influencer and since I do modeling, I used to travel a little bit more than I do now. Obviously, quarantine kind of ruined things. But I think there's a balance. I don't think that I should be traveling the world every single week without my boyfriend. and just leaving him home to take care of the dogs and take care of the house. I think there's a balance. Sometimes I bring him on my trips, sometimes I don't. To my modeling shoots, you know, I'll be gone for a full day and he'll be doing his thing. It's all about balance. But then I come home and I have dinner with him. We really don't argue about that anymore. We used to a little bit in the beginning because it's a lot to get used to if you are dating a girl who is always on social media, always putting herself out there. I think a lot of people, or a lot of men or women, get insecure about that, but you just have to find that balance and figure out what works in your relationship personally. What makes him mad? What makes me mad? And we both know each other's like line, so I think we just don't cross it. And if we don't cross it, then we're good, and we always make things work. Okay, instantly replying to her text, good or bad? I think that's a very good thing. I think some guys think it's cool to text back 3 hours later. If you're busy, sure, of course. And if the girl's busy, sure, of course. But if you're doing it on purpose to be playing hard to get, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you need to answer right away, but definitely answer in a timely manner when you're not busy. All right, next question. What should you do if your girlfriend says she's falling out of love with you and dumps you? Wow. I mean, there's plenty of fish in the sea. If she dumps you just like that after a long history, it's meant to be. And I think you have to find yourself, maybe travel a little bit, do some things that make you feel good, and you know, it'll all come together for you. I don't think you should be alone sitting in the house super depressed if your girlfriend left you. I think you should really be putting yourself out there, or even reaching out, not even dating wise, but just hanging out with friends, you know, doing things that make you happy. Okay, next question, how to prevent jealousy. So there's really no way, in my opinion, to prevent jealousy. Jealousy comes naturally, and it's something that is like inside someone's body. I feel like it's just normal and natural. But there are ways that you can control jealousy. I think you're not really supposed to be trying to deliberately make someone jealous, because there are girls that do that. I think you just want to keep things to yourself. If you know guys are reaching out to you or saying things, I think you just keep it to yourself until it becomes an issue. Just really making the man feel secure, compliment your man, make sure that he feels good about himself all the time. Okay, next question. Are you quick to live together, or do you always have your own place? So I used to live alone. I have lived alone for a while. So we decided to get our own place about a year into our relationship. So we kind of like took the time to realize that it was good for us. Some people don't like living with their partner or the boyfriend. So you definitely have to figure out what's good for you guys to make it work. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really rush into that. I think it's important to have your personal space too when you're getting to know someone. But then once you fully know them and you feel comfortable with them and you can do whatever you want in front of them, then it's gonna be okay. Okay, another good question. How do you know when it's time to move on? So I think everybody knows when it's time to do something, and they feel it in their bones, and you feel it in your body. When you know something's right, and when you know, you feel like, in any decision or anything in life, when you feel it in your bones and you feel like something is off, then something's definitely off. If you feel in your relationship someone's cheating on you, someone's lying to you, someone's going behind your back and doing things, then it's probably happening. And don't be quick to judge or assume, but just make sure to do your research quietly, ask questions, and then if you find out nothing's going on, then you can ask the question and say, hey, I feel like you've been kind of distant lately. I feel like you haven't really been yourself. Is there something on your mind? Like I said, guys, this whole video is about communication. Guys, this one's so good. I have to answer this. My girlfriend grew up with older brothers and thinks it's funny to fart. How do I tell her to stop? I'm not even gonna answer that. All right, next question. How long do you stay in a relationship before moving on without a ring? So everybody's different. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Some people won't even move in with one another until they have a ring. I don't think there's a rush in this situation. I don't really believe that everything needs to go in order in life. I would say like it really truly depends on how long you've known each other, how long you've been together. If you've been together a month, definitely not. But if you know that the person is the one after being together for some time, or a couple of years, 10 years, whatever, I think it all depends on how the relationship started and how long you've been together, your history. I think it's such a huge deal, and I don't see why people rush into it or feel like they have to do things in order or do things at a deadline age. I think it just should come naturally as it is. All right, guys, so that concludes my relationship Q&A. I hope that this helped a lot of you. I hope I answered enough questions for you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for amazing content that'll be coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Have a great week, guys, and happy holidays. So glad to be back.